I love pro
Your Wavy Ocho. I'm gonna react to what was the worst WWE game attire. Alright.
wrestling. I always have and I always will. The video games are just the perfect introduction to the art form. But in these cases, these are the dirt
Look at Toy Wilson.
worst representations of the wrestlers that will be featured. We're not necessarily talking about models or facial recognition here, just the ring attires. Because good lord, THQ and 2K did a lot of people dirty in the past. We gotta start with old HBK, right? Shawn Michaels miraculously returned to wrestling in 2002, and coincidentally, he appeared
Shawn Michaels got his jeans. He wrestled with jeans and some cowboy boots.
in SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. But there's a big problem here. The development time for the characters cut off seemingly in the early spring of 2002. Probably the most tumultuous and ever-changing time of WWE ever with the name change. So tell me why the HBK we got in the game is NWO Shawn. Why? This is like the one
He was with NWO though. When he came back in 2002, he was with NWO.
character nobody would have complained about looking outdated. Just put him in the generic HBK tights and you're golden. And speaking of golden, I think y'all will be golden if you leave me a comment with your least favorite WWE game ring attire. I love when y'all tell me stories and I read all of my comments. We're diving back in the archives further to SmackDown 2 Know Your Role for these next few entries. Remember Albert? No, not A-Train, Tensai, or Prince Albert. Just Albert.
He got mad names, bro. Lord Tensai, Albert, A-Train, Giant Bernard. If y'all watch Japan, like Japan wrestling, he used to wrestle in Japan. So yeah, bro.
What the fuck did they have this guy wearing in Know Your Role? He has cleavage, for God's sake. When did
Yeah,
he ever wear a V-neck so fucking
he looked like he had titties.
deep that he
Put titties on him.
had cleavage? And what about D'Lo Brown from the same game? D'Lo Brown was fucking awesome. He had a great moveset, great charisma, and a sweet song. But why do they have him in plain-ass track pants? I understand it was around the Lowdown team era and that's what he
Look at his face, though.
was wearing, but we couldn't spring for the white ones that he had literally in his Titantron to make him look a little bit less generic. Like, this guy had a sick chest protector to a sweet singlet to fucking track pants. At least The Rock could pull it off. He had the full Adidas track suit. Switching gears to a wackier game now. Remember WWE All-Stars? That game kicked so much fucking ass. It was a big highlight of my childhood.
I played that game once, and it was alright, in my opinion.
But legitimately, one of the only complaints I have about that entire game is the horrendous size issues with the ring entrance jackets. And nobody embodied that issue better than John Morrison. He looks so fucking fat in this game, and it always bothered me as a kid because he's like the most cut and trimmed guy ever. Poor Test. He just never really panned out in wrestling. He was a good big guy in his time, but good lord, this attire in SmackDown 2 was doing him no favors. Where the fuck is the wrist tape? He looks so naked on his top half. I can't remember a single time in WWF I saw a test match where
He even got elbow pads.
he wore nothing on his top half. What a shitty thing to leave out. This one really annoyed me as a kid. Rey Mysterio is one of the most colorful and vibrant characters in wrestling history. So why in God's name did THQ take one of the most beloved wrestlers on the roster and reuse the same exact color scheme for him 2 years in a row? They did the gold with the spider web for Here Comes the Pain, and that's sweet, great gear. But then we get to the sequel, and it's this muted gold with like barely anything noticeable changed and no spider web. What a waste of time. You literally had dozens of costumes from that year to pick from. And talk about recycling though. We gotta talk about the horrendous camo pants for Matt Hardy that we got stuck with for 3 fucking years of video.
Yeah, 3 years straight, 2007, 2008, 2009. It was yeah, bro. Basically like 2007 through 2009, Matt Hardy got the same pants, same camo pants, green pants.
Games. Matt Hardy wore these to get murked by Edge at SummerSlam 05. Cool. Cool pants, nice gear, great. Why the fuck was he relegated to only this gear for 3 straight years? There's no excuse. He wore different gear all the time. This was such BS. Here's another example of THQ laziness. Another 3-year span of boring ass gear. Randy Orton was and still is genuinely a top star in WWE. He had new trunks like every week, and they weren't crazy different, but they were new nonetheless.
Oh yeah, he wore those black and red white trunks in 2007 and 2008.
So tell me why these dorks at THQ kept him in these boring ass, ugly orange and black trunks for like 3 games straight. 07, 08, and 09 he had these bad boys on. I guess they thought it was too good for us when we had the iconic blue and yellow trunks in 06, so we had to be punished for it. This last
It was blue and white.
one probably went over everybody's heads. I really appreciated that Christian Cage made the cut for SVR 2006. He literally debuted in TNA 2 days after the game released. That's crazy to me. But I think there's a problem here. Why is there no logos at all?
Yeah, they ain't put no logo in Christian K's pants, bro.
On his tights. I heard it speculated that it was some kind of licensing issue, that he owned the logo and brought it to TNA, but he signed up for the game contractually. So that doesn't really make sense to me. I guess I'm glad he wasn't cut, but this gear sucks fucking ass. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you.
Okay, that's the vid. So yeah, but let me know what was the worst WWE attire game these wrestlers wear. So yeah, bro, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, y'all know the vibes. Wavy checking out, you are. Let's reach for 500 subs, you are. Alright.